I've been searching for what I think is the perfect GoPro mount for me and my bike. I want to mount it up here on the handlebars. I started with this thing that I found on Amazon. It's quite a contraption, and the reason why it wasn't working so well, number one, it's big and bulky. I didn't really like that. But number two, it wants a nice square bar to mount onto, and the bars that I have here, they're beveled down, so they start right here at the gooseneck clamp, and they're one size, and then they gradually go down to a thinner size. And this has got a rubber grip on the middle. Didn't really grab it well, and it would slide. Here's what I found: a small billeted piece of aluminum, and I think this is going to be the perfect mount for me. Here's what I had before. This thing, and it's big and bulky. There's that rubber grip that I told you. It didn't really work too well. And then you'd cinch that down like a vise. And here's what I'm going to. This billeted piece of aluminum. This is by a company called K-Edge, and they make different types of mounts. This is a straight on mount, so the handlebar would be here and go straight out. They also make an offset one that comes over, so if you want it right in front of your gooseneck handlebar clamp, it would be. I wanted mine just a little bit offset, so I ordered this one. This is called the Go Big Pro handlebar mount, and it's kind of cool. Let me get a Allen wrench in here. If I take this screw out here, it's a really nicely made piece. This is actually on a hinge. There's the hinge, and this is for a 31.8 millimeter handlebar, and it comes in two sizes in case you have different size bars. Put that back together. So where the GoPro goes, the clamp can go in here directionally. This side is threaded, so get the screw in there, and that comes right out, so you can put your GoPro on here. And as you would guess, the standard GoPro bolts fit right in there, screw right in. Nice piece of machined aluminum. Let's go ahead and mount this thing to the bike. I'm going to take out the screw. That'll open up that hinge. And there we have it, just like that. Goes around the bar. I'm going to put it right up against the gooseneck. Now the bars I've got are tapered right here. It's got a standard width here, and then from about here on out it starts tapering down. So I need to get as close to the gooseneck as possible. Now, I'll show you when I put the GoPro on here, but I can mount it straight out, or I can mount it in the air like this if I wanted. If I needed some more clearance, because for example I've got these cables here, or I can just tie these cables down a little bit lower, get those out of the way. I don't think those are going to be a problem. But I'll put this on here. Thing's very solid. I've had it on here already. Took it off just so I can do the video, obviously. And it doesn't take a whole lot of cinching before that thing gets rock solid. And that's it. It's not going anywhere. I could probably pick the bike up by that. Let's put a GoPro on it and see what it looks like. First I'm going to throw the GoPro Session 5 on here. We'll see how small this looks. You can see that is a really small, package. I've got my GoPro Hero 8 in the media mod, and the reason I've got it in there is for the wind noise. Here's the standard microphone on the GoPro, and if I'm riding the bike, obviously the wind is going straight into it. This is the front mic on the medium mod, this is the stereo mic, supposed to do a little bit of all over, and then it's got a rear mic on there as well. And so I'm hoping if I put the settings on the rear mic that it will cancel out some of the wind noise. So it makes the GoPro a little bit bigger on there, but not too big. And you'll see, and I can see right now, clearance for the cables, not even an issue. And I can tell right now it's going to be handy because I can just reach the top of that, turn the GoPro on as I'm riding. I can even lower that quite a bit, and I think I'm going to lower that just a bit so I can keep it from sticking up quite so high. And here's what that's going to look like. I love the clean installation. It's satisfying my OCD really, really well. But it's not big, it's not gaudy. And I can even, if I put that GoPro Session on there, very few people will notice I've got a camera going. But the GoPro Hero 8 has much better image stabilization, and we're going to take it for a test drive here in a little bit. We're going to take this thing out on the road and check and see if the rigid mount and the image stabilization work well together. I'm pretty sure they will. Here's what I've got looking at me right now though. For weather, I'm the black dot, and it's going directly east, so we might have to wait a little bit for that today. And while we are waiting, if you would, do me a favor, reach down, hit the subscribe button for me. I'm not going to ask you to ring the bell. All I want is the subscribe button, and I thank you very much for that. I've got the image stabilization set on the maximum, and this ride should not be too bumpy. We're good. Oh, guard dog. Easy, Cujo. There's a good bump here. Some good bumps to test this stabilization on. I think I'm going to love this mount. The test went well. The image stabilization of the GoPro 8 is fantastic. And the fact that this is a rigid mount onto the bar makes no difference. I don't need anything to buffer the shaking. The image stabilization does it just fine. So again, this is called the Go Big Pro handlebar mount, and it's from K-Edge. This is the 31.8 millimeter sized model. Comes in two different models. They make mounts for all kinds of things, and for road bikes. I think that's kind of where they started. I'm not really sure, but if you go to the website, which is k-edge.com, and I'll put their information below. I'm not affiliated with them. Don't know much about them. I do know they're out of Boise, Idaho. They're making everything here in Boise, and looks like a fantastic product. At the time of this recording, this thing cost just under $30, $29.99, and they had 2-day free shipping, so it worked out well. There's the packaging that comes in. And if you found this video informative or interesting, please do me a favor, hit the like button, and I appreciate it very much.